Hello students, welcome to Immienglish.com, the one-stop solution for ESL examination and immigration services. In this video, we will learn about section 1 of listening module. So let's begin. Before we begin, let us rewind the structure of section 1. There are always 10 questions in this section. An entire section is divided into 2 to 3 parts. This section is always a discussion between two people, and most of the time it is a telephonic conversation or customer help desk situation. You will be asked a variety of questions like form filling, MCQ, short answers, or sentence completion. Now let us see an example to understand this section in a better way. Before we begin, let's see the example first. In IELTS, you should always read the instructions first. They are important, hence never skip them. Over here you can see that the instruction asks us to answer the question using no more than 3 words. This means that if your answer is more than 3 words long, then it will be marked incorrect. Be careful about it. However, your answer can be less than 3 words. That is completely fine. Now let's listen to the recording and you should try to answer the questions. Grab a piece of pen and paper and attempt these 5 questions. The recording starts now.
Hi there, Kate. Come on in. How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Hi, Lukey. How's things?
Okay.
Well, as I explained on the phone, I'm a counsellor here at the Student Services section of the university, and I'm interviewing overseas students to help me draw up a guide for new students. So I'd be grateful if you could tell me a little about your time since you've been here in Cambridge.
Right. Idea.
Now, Kate, let's start with you. Okay. This is your second semester, isn't it? Could you tell us something about your first impressions of the town when you arrived?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was struck by how quiet it is here in the evening.
Yeah, I suppose Cambridge is a quiet place. Where did you live when you first arrived?
Well, I went straight into student accommodation. It was a kind of student hostel.
Ah, right. So, you didn't have to worry about doing your own cooking or anything like that?
No, but sometimes I wished I had. The food at the hostel was awful.
Oh, dear. But how were the other students?
To be honest, I haven't managed to make many friends, even though the place is full. People seem to keep to themselves. They're not really very friendly.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, what about the actual course? You're studying,
I'm doing a master's by coursework in environmental studies.
Oh, right. And how are you finding that?
Yeah, well, it's been pretty good, really. I've enjoyed the course, but I feel there hasn't been enough contact with the lecturers.
Oh.
They all seem to be incredibly busy. The only chance I've really had to talk to them was on the field trip.
Well, that's no good.
Mm-mm.
Could anything be done to improve the course, in your opinion?
Well, I think it would be helpful to have meetings with lecturers on the course. Say, once a fortnight, something like that.
Regular meetings?
Uh-huh.
Yes, that could certainly help. Now, Kate, we'll come back to you in a minute, but I'd just like to ask Lukey some questions.
Done. I hope you attempted all the 5 questions from the example. If not, then I asked you numerous times in the past videos to make appropriate guesses. You should never leave the answer blank. Now let's check the solution and see how many correct answers you have. Remember, if all your answers are correct, then you did an excellent work. But if only few of the answers are correct, then also no need to worry. It's the first time and practice makes a man perfect. Let's see the solution. Alright, the first answer is student accommodation or hostel. Now don't get confused, both the answers are correct. In IELTS, it's not necessary that your answer should match word by word. It can be something like student accommodation or hostel, anything. Therefore, listen carefully and try to answer appropriately. The second answer is awful food. Now please don't think that why there is no alternative answer. It is not necessary that you will have alternate answers for every question. The third answer is not friendly or kept to themselves. Now from the recording you can understand that these are the exact words spoken by the speaker in the recording. However, in the second answer, it was not such. In the recording it was food was awful, but the answer is awful food. Notice the difference. The fourth answer is lecturers too busy, and these are also the exact words from the recording. The last answer is regular meetings, again the same. Precisely the same words from the recording. Therefore, you can see that some of the answers are simply matching words from the recording, and you will always have such questions from section 1. That's why it is the easiest section. You don't need to apply too much analytical skills. Now let's proceed to the second part of the section 1. Now, what is the first thing we should do? Always read the instructions first. You should make this a habit if you are going to give the IELTS exam, because there can be different types of instructions for different type of questions. Again, with the same instructions, no more than 3 words. Let's begin.
Right, if you'll just give me some personal details.
Yes.
What name is it?
I'm Mary Prescott.
Can you spell that?
Yes, it's Prescott.
And your address?
Flat 2, 41 Fountain Road, Canterbury.
Fountain Road.
Yes, number 41.
And have you got a contact telephone number?
Yes, it's 752239.
752239. Fine. One last question. What would you say the value of your briefcase is?
Including the contents?
Yes. Just a rough estimate is fine.
Oh, I'm not sure. Well, the briefcase itself is quite new. I bought it last month for £40. I suppose about £65. The contents are worth about £20 or £25 at least.
That's fine. Well, if you could come down to the station tomorrow, you can sign this form and have a look at what we've got here.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.
Done. Now again hope that you attempted all the questions. Now the questions were fairly easy, and only in the last question you were supposed to do a little bit of mathematical addition. That's just a basic maths and not any rocket science. Apart from this, the section was really easy. Now let's check the solution and see how many correct answers you have. So the sixth answer is Prescott. This was easy as the speaker spelled it for us. The seventh and eighth answer is also easy. Now you should remember one thing over here. If you are noting down the address, then in England the address always starts with a number. Now you should write this number in numeric digits only and not as a word. Keep this in mind. Now the seventh answer is 41 and eighth answer was Fountain Road. So the address was 41 Fountain Road, Canterbury. Now the ninth answer is also easy because it was simply a telephone number. But the last one was tricky a little bit because there was a slight mathematical addition. That's all. And the answer was £65. Now in this section you will mostly see extremely easy questions. Therefore, try your level best to get 100% accuracy in this section so that you have the opportunity to make mistakes in the tough sections without impacting your score. Now let's see some important points to remember. The first and the most important point is that you should not make mistakes in this section. Now you might be wondering that this is not in your hands, but it is. If you can't get 100% accuracy in first section, then you should not expect a better score in IELTS exam because next 3 sections will not be easy for you. The second point is to take your time and read the questions carefully. In this section, you will be given sufficient time. In some case, if you are good enough, then use this time to read the question of next section too. The third and the most important point to remember is that you should not leave any blank answers. Always make a guess using your common sense if you don't know the answer. The fourth one is spelling mistakes. You are not supposed to make spelling mistakes in the entire IELTS exam. Therefore, if you are weak in spelling, then please work on them for some time. Lastly, follow the instructions and don't exceed the word limit of the answers. That's all. This brings us to the end of section 1 in listening module. I hope you have found this video informative. In the next video, we will learn about section 2. If you like this video, then please like and subscribe our YouTube channel and support us to bring you quality content and tips. See you in the next video. For any questions, please raise a topic in the forum. The link is available in the description. Take care.